welcome back to Farm Base with Make. Now I know it's been like a few days since I uploaded my last video regarding this batch of birds we've been raising with Optimal Plus. I know some of us have been eager to really know what's my final output, what's the weight like, what is the result, as in my output at the 35, just like this my follower Rabiu Abdullahi commented that okay, he wants to know what was my output at the 35. So this is why I'm actually making this video, to really update us on what our output was like. Though I already disposed the shooters of this birds, most of the shooters among this batch by that day 32, just as I posted. So I discovered that then, okay, the weight was a bit okay, so I just had to dispose them then. So now the ones that are left, the ones that you are seeing in this part of the pen right now, are the ones they selected left among the shooters. So by now the buyer should have cleared the whole thing, but I just said okay, she should just hold on a while so that the feed I have left, I will use it on them before she comes and clear them. So that will be in about 1 or 2 days from now. I will have to call her to come around and then clear the whole thing. Has this Optimal Plus been very superb compared to Breedware? Because that's my purpose of raising this batch, with testing out that feed, which is the Optimal Plus. Again, I'm not trying to promote one feed over the other because nobody paid me to really do any form of promotion. So I'm only making this video based on my personal experience using this feed. Now, from my observation, though initially Optimal Plus was very okay in terms of weight at day 7, day 14, day 21, and all of that. But I had to compare it with my previous batch that I have raised with Breedware, which is really the best among this one. If I have to choose, I will have to go with the Breedware, because one thing I discovered among this batch that I raised, I wouldn't know if it's based on this Ross 308, because most of the birds that I've been raising, they've been Cobb 500 from Zatec Hatchery, using that Breedware that have been giving me that superb result. I remember at a time that I raised one batch using organic medication, I got, by that day 32, I was already hitting 3 kg 3.2 by day 32. So I wouldn't know if it's the breed that I stocked this time that actually resulted to this weight, not really hitting that 3 kg 3.2 by that day 30, from that day 32. I know if I had waited till like that day 35, some of them would have gotten to that 3 kg 3.2 kg. But for me, I will have to still go with the Breedware, because based on the result I got, comparing it with that Breedware, the Breedware feed that I've been using, Breedware seems to be a bit better, though I didn't try this on Cobb 500. So this Ross 308 is actually one of the breeds that is fast growing, just like that of Cobb 500 as well. So whichever one is available to you, this doesn't mean Optimal Plus is not good. Optimal Plus is good. Now I've seen some farmers that says okay, their best feed is Proline, their best feed is Optimal Plus, their best feed is Breedware. So it depends on their personal experience with this feed. It also depends on their personal experience with the different breeds of broiler they raise. So I can't really condemn one over the other one. Whichever one you tried out and is giving you a very good result, stick to that. But for me, I may have to stick to Breedware. Now, reason being that not just the result that it gave me, the price is too. Breedware seems to be cheaper than Optimal Plus in the area where I live. So that will, in a way, also reduce my cost of production while still giving me that maximum weight at disposal. So that is the reason why I decided to go with the Breedware. That's just my personal reason. So this might not be your reason, because if you've been using Optimal Plus and it's been giving you superb results, stick to Optimal Plus. So if you've been using Breedware and it's been giving you superb results, stick to it. Because I actually searched over the internet, I couldn't really get any video that could actually compare these two brand of feed, true practical, as in using it to raise your birds, updating me on the weight and all of that. That is the more reason why I made this video from day one, to really update you. This is what I got at day 7, this is what I got at day 14, day 21, day 28, day 32, day 35. So this is the reason. So even while using that breed, I also stated the weight I got on each week. By that, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and by disposal, I also stated them. So that you have an informed decision. Okay, which should I go with? Should it be the breedware? Should it be the Optimal Plus? Again, there is no rule of thumb that says you should stick with one brand of feed. So when you try one out and it's giving you the result you want, stick to it. And if you try out the other one too and it's also giving you the result you want, stick to it. So this is how I practicalize my different brand of feed, and then look at how the result is. So the next brand of feed I'm likely to try out in my next batch, though I wouldn't know when that will be, whether it's going to be soon or maybe about a month from now. I'm still going to keep you updated. It's going to be the Pro line. Though I started using this brand of feed some time ago, but I didn't really take note of the weight then. So I'll have to do a proper documentation of the weight, and then to see what we get by day 7, day 14, day 21, day 28, and by disposal. Then comparing it with breedware and this Optimal Plus that we've raised, so that at the end we'll be able to tell Pro line, is it also among the best? Then we'll be able to choose. So this is the reason why I am making this video. Now, these birds that I have left here, I still have about 30 something among these shooters that they selected left. Okay, over here, this is where I have the ones I call the slow growing ones. It's not that these ones are also small, because as of today, when I weigh some of them, some are already giving me 2.6 kg among these ones. So though the buyer did not select from this end, so we focused on that shooter side. So I know when she comes, I only told her to hold on. So let me feed this one a while to see if they are going to come up, and then that means if she is going to also increase the price she's going to pay for them. So though I know we are going to argue over it, because it's not up to a week, because we are just about 2 days into week 6 since we stock this best right now. So we are 2 days into week 6. So I know the feed I have left. I'm not going to buy additional feed to really feed this birds the more. So once it's exhausted by tomorrow, I'm going to call her to come and clear this pen. Now, in terms of uniformity too, based on my observation, raising this Rosterio 8 with this Optimal Plus and that of breedware, it seems the breedware feed seems to give me more uniformity than that of Optimal Plus. But though this might not be feed dependent, it might be breed dependent, because Optimal Plus is also good, just as a breedware. So it might be breed dependent. Though the uniformity of Cobb 500 is actually what makes me to always go for that breed, because among just like this 200 that I stock, if it were to be that Cobb 500, I'm very, very sure of getting about 150 of almost uniform weight, almost within the same range of weight. But this wasn't like that, though I tried all my best to really sort them as at when due, to really separate them into different sets, so that the weight can be maximized. But somehow this also did well somehow. But for me, I will have to stick to Cobb 500, because not just in terms of uniformity, Cobb 500 is also cheaper than this Rosterio 8 in terms of the price of day old chicks. Cobb 500 is cheaper. So at the end, is going to really reduce my production cost while managing the whole thing well. So I may have to somehow stick to Cobb 500, except if I have any reason to change breed. So that's when I will have to move on to maybe Rosterio 8 or Arbor Acre Plus. So because the kind of birds I raise them till 5 weeks and dispose them. So if I have to raise my best till 5 weeks, dispose them, the best breed for me is actually this Cobb 500 or Ross 308, not the Arbor Acre Plus, because it's actually as from week 6, week 7, that's when the weight of that Arbor Acre Plus actually begins to shoot. So between that 5 weeks, 6 weeks, this Cobb 500, Ross 308, they're already giving you massive weight. So this is why I stick to this two breed, Cobb 500 and Ross 308. So this is it. But I also know of some farmers who says, okay, their best breed is Arbor Acre Plus. So it actually depends on the breed that is giving you the result you want. If the result you want at 5 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever, Cobb 500 is giving you, stick to it. If it's Arbor Acre Plus, stick to it. Though I quite understand the reasons that particular farmer gave, because he normally disposes his birds by that 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and all of that. Definitely by then, Arbor Acre Plus is going to give you a reasonable weight. But Cobb 500 and Ross 308, though they will still give you massive weight by then, they must have consumed a whole lot, which will eat deeply into your cost of production. So that is the more reason why you have to dispose this your best by that week 5, week 6. So that is my reason. It might not be your reason. What works for me might not really works for you. So this is how I produce my best and then dispose them. Now you observe something. Now, while planning to dispose this best by that in 2 days time or in 24 hours from now, why still replacing the litters? Because I just replaced these litters again today, because I observed that it was getting a bit messed up. So I have to clean it and then replace it with a fresh one. This is necessary in order not to introduce disease to them by this will I say late hours, so that you won't experience any form of mortality by this time of trying to dispose your birds. So I had to just clean up everywhere, replace the litter so that they'll be happy again. So this is what I did today. Whatever reason that makes you to choose one breed over the other, stick to it if it's working for you. But for me, I will have to, I prefer the Broiler to Ultima Plus. Reason being that Broiler has been giving me superb result, comparing it with this result that I just got from this Ultima Plus, and the cost of Broiler being that it's cheaper than that of Ultima Plus in my location. So that will in a way reduce my cost of production. These are some of the reasons why I prefer Broiler to Ultima Plus. Thank you so very much. If you find this video helpful, in a way to say thank you, kindly do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification icon, like, comment and share, as this will help us to grow our channel and reach a larger audience. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.